guess we gotta roll. Different kind of day today. It's arm day, but a little under the weather, so we're gonna change things up. I'll explain as I go. Let's get the set of bench dips done. My shoulder's been doing so much better since I added these into my program as a warm-up. Just one set for a warm-up. It's funny too because it's one of the exercises a lot of people warn against. But I always say, you gotta try stuff out and see how things work for you. What doesn't work for one person may work for another. So, a little under the weather today. Got a little bit of a head cold going on. I'm not sure what it is. It's not bad, but we gotta change things up a little bit. So usually I've been doing 7 supersets, triceps, biceps, usually dips, chin-ups, something like that. And the head cold isn't too bad, but it's something. I'm stuffed up, sneezing and wheezing a lot. But other than that, I feel generally okay. So we're just gonna do 5 sets, 5 reps, back and forth. Keep it pretty simple, pretty easy, nothing too serious. But get a good pump, get some endorphins, and that'll be good. That'll be that. So, some chin-ups. Yeah, easy money. So I have a certain rule when it comes to exercising or training, working out, when you're not exactly feeling your best, when your body's fighting something off. And this is a rule I always kind of went by, then I looked it up. General consensus of the mainstream doctors also in agreement. But if you're under the weather, you're a little sick or something, but it's just from the neck up, you're gonna be fine. Lighten the load a little bit, just get the blood flowing, get a pump, leave it at that. If you got a full body sickness, like you got the flu or something, you got body aches, all kinds of stuff going on, like no energy to do anything, you don't want to do any training. A little cold, I think some training's fine. I've always been fine with it, honestly. It kind of helps alleviate the symptoms a little bit. It helps you feel better. I actually think it helps you feel or heal quicker. As long as you're taking it a little easy. Now, if you really try to push yourself, it could make it worse. But if you stay well within your general parameters of where you know you can perform, you'll be just fine. Schedule has been all over the place lately. Been driving nights, been driving days. When that happens, and I've been pushing my workouts quite a bit, changing them up, trying different stuff. Weather's been crazy, so I've been in and out of cold weather, hot weather, and I've just been pushing myself on every level as much as I can. So maybe this is just my own body telling me, hey, back it up a little bit. Reach new levels. We got to coast and let everything solidify. And that's my own theory too. A lot of people try to push past those plateaus, but when you've leveled up, say in your fitness, you've gotten stronger, significantly so, more than you were in the past, it's sometimes good to just let your body solidify at that level, so to speak. You can't always make linear progress. It's going to be kind of a up and down process, especially as you get older. It's slow. Like I don't know how to say it. It's slower as you get older. Anyways, let's move this along. Keep it moving. It's a quicker workout today. get up at 1 o'clock in the morning for about a 400-mile drive, be at my appointment at like 7, 8 a.m. Not the best way to do it. And usually I can get some sleep, a few hours. And I did a back day that day with no sleep. I just kind of laid down for a while, then got up. I couldn't go to sleep, so got up, did my drive. I'm kind of tired the next day. The next day, that's when I actually skipped my training for the day. Well, I don't really consider that a skip because I never woke up. That's all one long day. That was just one 40-plus hour long day. That's one day. The date may have changed. My body never got the chance to reset. So, generally the only times I'll skip is if I just have a really long day. I'm traveling somewhere, like sometimes, last time I think I skipped a workout was when I flew back from Kuala Lumpur to Fargo, North Dakota. It was 30 hours. So yeah, I'm not going to work out that day. Don't worry about that. I'd much rather just change things up and adjust things on the fly as I go, based on what my body's telling me, what my schedule's like, things like that. Anyways, let's get this round number 3 done. The dips are feeling good. I was always really haven't had too many shoulder issues lately, which is nice. I was having shoulder issues there for quite a bit. Just a tweak. The latest been feeling good. I think ever since I started doing those bench dips on the seats like I did in that first round, shoulder's been doing better and better. It feels like I'm going much deeper on the dips, which is good. Because eventually I'd like to possibly train for a muscle up. I don't know. My long arms, that's a tall order, so to speak. Anyhow. This is still a pretty decent workout. Even though I can tell my body's kind of in a slightly weakened state, it's good enough for now. The most important thing, I think, especially as we get older, I'm closing in on half a century, is just stay consistent. Do everything you can to stay consistent. The only times when you should skip is when you're facing real extreme circumstances. Like I said, if this is like a full-blown flu or something like that, I wouldn't be training. I probably wouldn't even be driving and trying to do my job, but this is a little head cold, a little runny nose, stuffed up a little bit, kind of sneezing. It's not that big a deal. I think too many people, they get all, either they don't start and they're not determined enough to keep things going, and they'll let any little inconvenience throw them off their routine, or they go too hard. They don't let anything stop them, and then that's when they get into all kinds of trouble as well. They get injured, they get a real type of illness, they'll get injuries that, instead of like a little tweak, that just takes a little bit of adjustment and doing things a little bit different, they'll get an injury that just takes them completely out of the game. And usually because most people do too much too soon. I felt a little off. You learn to adjust these rings pretty quick as you use them. That's the big mistake most people make. They either do too much too soon, or they don't stay consistent enough, letting any little thing throw them off. I was reading about a guy a while ago. pretty new to working out, and he took the general internet advice of just lift heavy things. And I could tell by looking at this guy, he had no business trying to lift heavy, anything beyond his own body weight. He was naturally skinny, no athletic background, and he's doing some like heavy calf presses or something like that, and he tears his Achilles tendon. That's a major injury. Like that takes you out. You're on crutches at that point. That takes you out of the game. Like, you're hobbling around for, I don't know how long it takes to heal an Achilles tendon tear, but I could need surgery. It probably does need surgery. You got to recover from that. You got to know where you can start. That's why if you're a full-grown adult, even in your 20s, some people do have the structure and genetics to really respond well to lifting heavy, like right from the get-go. And they look great. They respond to the training phenomenally. They get big, they get jacked far quicker than just about anybody else. And unfortunately, the fitness industry throws the advice that they give out to everyone. It doesn't work that way, folks. You can't follow the advice of the most genetically gifted elite. It's not going to work for 99% of all people. Oftentimes it does more harm than good. Natural-born athlete, fast twitch muscle fiber. However, I don't build muscle and strength easily. It takes a long time for me to really build any kind of significant strength or muscle, even in my teens and 20s. Athleticism, yeah, I can learn new things and new skills pretty quick, far quicker than most people. So that gives me an advantage in learning multiple athletic disciplines, which is where my training comes from. Because I've done so many different things, I'm able to pull from my toolbox, I guess you could say, or got a lot of arrows in the quiver that allows me to just keep adjusting on the fly. And I've been learning this stuff since I was a young teenager. This is why I'm making these videos, because I think there's so much information that is just lost on people, and people take this just general advice. You have to start where you're at, and you got to find where you're at. The best way to do it, I think, is just with simple bodyweight training, just the basics. Push-ups, pull-ups. If you can't do pull-ups, which most people can't, you start doing some rows, you start doing some hangs. You just kind of learn what your body can do, what you're going to respond to. Most people can't even do good lunges. Now, that takes a while right there. But start with bodyweight. Your chances of you injuring yourself with bodyweight is much less than just going to the gym and trying to lift heavy. And if you are going to lift weights, you should start light. Learn the movements. Get good at them. You got to leave your ego at the door. And that's not just me saying that. That's some of the strongest people who've ever lived. That's what they say. So there's definitely some advice you can take from some of the strongest people, because guess what? They do know how to train. They do know how to get significantly stronger. It's just for a lot of people just starting out, they can't start with those programs. They got to start more simple. Do a little bit of yoga, a little bit of calisthenics. That's probably the best way that I can think of for most people to start. As long as they're generally rather healthy. You know, if you're way overweight or something like that, that takes more of a specialist. But I'm kind of talking about people in general. A little overweight, they can lose 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds, but you can get down and up off the floor, sit down, sit up, get in and out of your car, carry groceries. You can do like normal day-to-day stuff just fine. Teenager, when I started really getting into training, all I had was some books, my own body weight, and one of those plastic old school barbell sets. It was like a barbell bar, and those plastic cement filled weights. You know, really cheap, but But that's how I learned the basics. It wasn't much weight for me because I was a pretty strong kid, 13, 14 years old. My barbell only went up to 100 pounds. I was able to lift it over my head. That's kind of all I did. And then, you know, I do push-ups. Pull-ups were struggling with me at first. But I started training when I was 12, 13 years old. So eventually I started able to do them. Squats took me the longest because I was tall, lanky, wasn't very flexible. So getting to where I could do squats really well, that was like 8 months to a year. I had to put the 2x4 under my heels so I could go a little lower, and I just built up my range of motion over time. But for a long time, it was just the bar, 45 pounds to, you know, a 25 pound on each side of the bar. That was it. I was hardly ever going over 100 pounds in the squat for my first year or two of training. So it takes a while. No way around it. Do not jump the gun. All right, last round, chin-ups, and we'll do some little stretching. That'll be that. Okay, that felt pretty good. See, I got just enough work and endorphins. So now I'm feeling good. I can feel my symptoms of the little head cold I got alleviating. That's just enough. You know, it's not a serious workout for me. It wasn't too challenging. I wasn't even barely going to anywhere near failure on any of those reps or sets. Just getting a good pump, get a decent workout, getting the blood flowing a little bit, get the heart rate up. And honestly, most people could just do that and vastly improve their health and fitness and live a much healthier life overall. You don't always have to be a weirdo like me who gets a little crazy and pushes himself a little too far and then has to back it off because his body's starting to rebel against him. That's how it goes sometimes, though. Okay, solid workout despite everything. We'll be back again.